ready for some beatings.
Oh, I think we're on.
You're good, Maddie. Go.
All right. Well, I think that we are on. So, hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat. Yeah, we unfortunately don't have
come on.
We don't have our bard here tonight. We're gonna miss Hannah. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. Unfortunately, she got called into the night shift. But we're gonna just be a bunch of plebes and sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. Roll some dice, do some collaborative role playing. Mostly just laugh at each other, as per usual. So thank you for joining us. We are in our 9th episode, and we are rolling along. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, then you can go to our YouTube channel, which is just Loot, Die, Repeat. It's linked through the info section of Twitch, and we'd love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch some of those, like some of those, share some of those as well, so we can get more and more people here enjoying the campaign with us as we all grow together. All right, and of course, we would also love if you would consider subscribing to our Twitch channel here. That would be a welcome thing.
Because why?
Well, in particular, for the month of December, for every subscription that we get, we are going to donate that and match it, and with a donation to Toys for Tots. So last week, I believe we got 6 subscriptions. And so that's $30 that we're going to be donating to Toys for Tots, and as many other subscribers as donate the rest of this month, we will donate that along. So be generous so we can be generous, and we would love to make some kids happy this Christmas season. All right, any other announcements?
Yeah, one other thing. Our behind-the-scenes man, production Dakota, he's out today. So if the stream chat is a little less lively because Dakota's not running in, I apologize. If there are any technical difficulties, we are going to be looking at the stream. So just shout it out, and we'll try to get that as fast as possible, quickly fixed.
Right. Yes.
Wow, words are difficult.
Words.
She's just playing her character.
She's playing her character.
I got too into the mindset.
Words hard. Talk.
Bye, Dakota.
See you, Dakota. Feel better.
CD, thank you.
Bye, kid.
So yeah, let us know if we're having any issues with regard to the sound or video in the chat, and we are hopeful that we should be good. And we haven't had any technical difficulties the last 2 sessions. Knock on large conference table.
Fake wood.
And hopefully the session will be the same. All right, any other announcements with anything? Melsine, good to have you back. We missed you last week. All right, and so we are going to jump into tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat. And we'll begin with our typical customary recap. So let me turn on my music.
No one gave the introduction song.
I did. I went.
did early.
Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum.
Well, after helping to defend the city of Waterdeep and rescuing Floon Bragmar from the Xanathar Guild, our band of heroes inherited a home and have joined together as one party. Though they haven't quite settled on a name yet for themselves, the group, tentatively named Moniker, has set off together to tackle several of the quests they've been given. Traveling to Nightstone while guarding a caravan, Moniker fended off some goblins while witnessing a Goliath cut down several of the town's guards and try to make off with the new Lady Ninabelle Angstrom. Though the Goliath was thwarted in his attempt by Lord Leopold Angstrom, Morak Urgrey, and Thorig Branross, Thorig was tragically cut down and thrown into the rushing river before our heroes could intervene. Revealing that Thorig was a close friend and mentor, Jax has been trying to cope with the loss as best she can, though she hasn't quite been herself. After unloading the caravan and speaking with the Angstroms, and not receiving any concrete clues as to the whereabouts of the blue Periton they've been seeking, Moniker decided to track down the goblins and determine if they could find out why they've broken their peace agreement with Nightstone. Meanwhile, Hold had a spiritual encounter with an unnamed deity in the Temple of Nightstone that asked Hold for assistance with 2 tasks. Joyful to commune with the divine, Hold readily agreed to assist and is anxiously seeking to accomplish the tasks, the first step of which is dealing with the goblin threat. Determining to first try to track the singular goblin that fled during the initial attack, to see what information they may glean from it, Moniker plans to head to the lair of the goblins at the Dripping Caves and deal with this Nightstone menace. And it is here that we will pick up tonight's adventure. Moniker, what do you wish to do?
So,
Well,
in the forest now?
You're in Nightstone. You have kind of set a plan,
Okay.
and several of you have said you want to track the goblin. Some may want to prepare other ways, but because you're going to have a couple, if one group goes, then the other group is staying back. You can do whatever you like during that time.
I believe it was us 3 that wanted to go down and track the goblin.
I believe we should go after the goblin that somebody said they saw run into the woods.
Well, yeah, I saw it. Do we have all the provisions we need?
I have torches for those who don't have
Well,
night vision.
It is 10 o'clock in the morning, so
Never know.
You never know.
Waiting for
Eclipse.
You're welcome.
Didn't somebody say they speak goblin here?
yeah, that would be me. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jacks.
Do you mind tagging along? I think that could...
Sure, why not? Let's go. Death, destruction, I don't really care.
Well,
That was
keep it
spot
to
on.
yourself, but let's go.
Well, I don't care what you have to say, but let's keep moving.
Pretty much.
I'm just gonna hang in the back if you don't mind.
It's fine with me.
Rygar, I believe the woods are like your home, so I believe you should take the lead on this.
Oh, don't worry, I'll lead.
We should start where the initial fight was.
Before you guys leave, if there looks like there's any trouble, don't be a hero, come back. You'll die. Just saying.
I agree.
We will do the wise thing.
Does it
and
really
do as-
matter anymore?
We will do the wise thing and do as much as we should, not as much as we can.
I have no idea what that meant, but
I don't,
okay.
Get the hell out of here. I don't know.
I'm gonna put a apple in your mouth.
I'll
Random.
give you a gold and you get successful.
They do say though, an apple of day keeps the doctor away.
Make it 2 gold.
All right, so you guys go to the edge of the
What,
forest.
Eli,
Yeah.
do you mind if you take what you gave me before back?
Oh yeah. I'll take my book back.
Thank you. Now I'm ready.
What was
All
that?
right.
Seems like 2 grown men fighting over a book.
I believe it's a diary.
So that's the way you 2 go. Hey, whatever floats
By the
your boat.
way, Jax has transmogrified into more of a mannish version of himself. And so
Appropriate.
voice is a little bit deeper.
I like it.
Let's go.
Still
we're
looks
off.
just as good though.
And
Hey.
Okay, so you get to the edge of the trail, and we'll while they're going, what are the rest of you
That's
four
what
going
I
to be
was
doing?
gonna ask. What are we doing? Shouldn't we just go with them?
Are you sneaky?
Yes.
Can you track a goblin through the forest?
Can you?
No.
You know, I
no.
could use some help loading up the wheat if you're not doing anything else.
Well,
X-Ball.
I'm too busy studying spells, sorry.
I believe Lord Leo bought us another day.
Yeah, but I mean, no sense in waiting if you're just gonna be here. We can at least get started. It's a big job, and you got a lot of work to do.
What I really want to do is go to the cave.
We will.
If you don't want me to track, I will load carts.
Excellent. So I need the 4 of you to roll athletics, just to see how well you do with the loading.
No. What if I'm doing cartwheels while I'm loading for
How about just a
acrobatics?
strength?
That's a 3.
17.
Did you say athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
11.
Okay.
I also got 11.
Okay.
How am I the strongest one here?
So you
I
guys,
-2.
Vincent is just kind of encouraging you guys.
Yeah, get him, guys. Get that wheat. Get that wheat. Doing good.
And he kind of mans the little raft that goes across the river while you guys are all kind of loading things on. And you get several hours done as you're waiting for them to trek through the woods. So it'll certainly make the loading go fast. You've got about a quarter of it done.
Jeez.
All right, so what is the marching order for the 4 of you? Jax will be in the back.
I'll take a lead.
Rygar's in the front.
I will follow over.
Morthos, then Rygar. Are you guys doing this stealthily, or are you just tracking?
I don't think we need to be stealth right now. We're still pretty close and.
I would say
so.
if we are not stealthy, we are never going to find them, because you will just be scared off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stealth.
Okay, so the first thing I want you all to do then is roll a stealth check. This is a group stealth check.
18.
22.
That is a 13.
13, and Jax's is a 15. So you guys are stealth. Now I need you to roll a survival check with advantage because you are in your favorite terrain.
Okay. 18.
Okay, you get to the place in the forest where you had your initial combat, where they ambushed you, and you immediately pick up the tracks of several goblins, several larger tracks of the hobgoblins, and you find one set of tracks that kind of just skitters off in its own direction, and you recall that being what you saw when that goblin fled, and so you begin tracking those fleeing tracks, and it's pretty frenetic for the first mile or so, and then it kind of slows down. It's a more steady pace, relatively easy to track, and then you come to a little stream that must feed down into the Ardeep River further on, and I need you to roll another survival check to see if you can keep the tracks through the stream.
With advantage.
With advantage.
Alright. That is a 21.
21. And so you momentarily lose the tracks in the stream, but on the other side you see several broken twigs and some rocks that seem out of place, and so you seem like they have been moved. You go over and check it, and sure enough, you pick up the tracks again on the other side, going in a different direction. You track them again. It seems to be a pretty standard pace, and another 2 or 3 miles in, you start to see another set of tracks following behind. And these tracks are more bestial, as if they are some 4-legged creature beginning to track. And you continue another mile or 2, and now you see several of these bestial paw tracks converging on the goblin tracks, and there are gouts of blood on the ground, and you find the carcass of a wolf on the ground, and you find arrows in the trees behind you, where it looks like a pack of wolves must have attacked something. But with that roll, you I Actually, I need you to roll one final survival check.
21.
Okay, with that roll, you do find a set of footprints that lead out with some paw tracks following close behind. Again, they're frenetic again, as if there was a rush to flee, just as they were in the very beginning. And you track them, and you find another dead wolf with an arrow stuck in its throat. And you also start to see more drips of blood it's a more viscous, almost reddish green, as opposed to the crimson red of the wolf blood that you found. You keep going, and eventually you track about 20 feet away. You see the tracks go, and you find an old gnarled tree, and there in the trunk of the tree is a small kind of hole in the bottom of it, and the top of it is broken off as if struck by lightning, and there are some branches up top, but the tracks lead directly to the hole in the tree. And you guys have all been stealthing and following quietly through this and kind of approach the tree, and that's what's before you.
The tracks, they appear to end at the tree. Do you believe he's inside?
You do not see any tracks coming back out.
No.
How would someone be in a tree?
I'm not quite sure. Does Jax, maybe, do you want to call in? See if somebody's there, perchance?
I'd much prefer if you guys go ahead. I mean, I'll talk to him if he's alive, if he's in there.
Does my dual mind sense anything?
I think you have to have a visual
I do. Oh, okay.
in order to be able to have the psychic connection.
Okay. Visual. Got it.
Yep.
Let's look to see how to get in the tree, I guess, right?
So it's like the bottom of it, there's a hole that looks kind of hollowed out, as if something could crawl in there.
Okay.
And then you don't know about the rest of the trunk, but it's an old, gnarled, broken tree.
I don't know what to do. I'm afraid if somebody sticks their head in there, it won't come back with them.
Well,
True.
that's why I hope somebody could speak up and to it. But
What do you want me to say?
Do you need help?
how about we come in peace?
Take
Well-
me to your leader.
We see his blood and he's probably hurt. We should see if he needs help. Maybe bandage something up for him.
Sure. And
Ask him if he needs help and that we come in peace.
Okay, and now, you were having this conversation with whispers, obviously, so we're kind of stage whispering right now. And Jax kind of begrudgingly agrees, and then thinks about it for a second. She's like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'll go talk to him. And just starts walking ahead, and gets about 2 feet from the tree, and just calls out in a weird kind of guttural, halting language that none of you understand.
Let's hear it.
Didn't practice my goblin today. Yeah. Yes, just like that. And so it's this halting language, and after a second, and I'm just gonna roll for
See how good it is?
roll the natural 20.
Pretty good.
You hear a call in the same language back from higher up in the tree, and Jax responds again, And there's another response, and then Jax turns to you, and she says, "He's hurt. He says that if we help him, he'll help us."
And do you want to have any healing, or I have nothing?
I have some healing. I wish Malzine was here. I have a healing potion for him.
Can't you heal?
Yeah, I mean I can, but do I really want to waste a spell on a goblin?
I could try and see if I could find any berries around, something like that, in the forest, perchance.
I don't know if he's hungry. I think he said he's hurt from the wolves that attacked.
Well, I do have a potion. I'd rather it go to him than him to die.
I mean, I don't really care if he dies. I just want whatever information he's got.
I care if he dies.
I know you do.
I'm more in line with Jax. I think wasting a potion on him might be a little much. Maybe can we just wrap him up with some cloth or
Well,
something?
I do have an
Bandages?
herbalism kit.
You'd need a healing kit in order to.
What's an herbalism?
Herbalism kit you can make
can make
potions with.
Drugs.
Oh, I thought I
It's
could
like 8
I thought it was like a
hours for a
first aid
session.
kit.
Yeah, that's healing kit.
I missed the healing kit. Okay.
Which you know you can try to buy in the general store.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone else have anything they want to try?
Are you ask him if he is able to travel? How far was it? 20 miles we traveled? 80?
20 miles.
Holy.
Check.
I mean, you've walked about 3 hours in the woods.
3 hours.
It's been a couple of.
Ask if he would
a
be able to
couple of
walk
miles.
3 hours back and bring him to our healer outside of the wood without going into town so he feels more comfortable.
All right. So she turns around and you hear the same language again, and not as good.
What's your crit again?
That's 15.
Maybe someone else should roll.
No,
Matt hasn't been a lucky roller lately.
I just rolled a natural 20 before that.
Thank you very much.
And you hear the response, and Jax turns and says, she says, well, he said as long as we protect him from the big goblins and the wolves, he'll come back with us.
Absolutely.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
I like it.
I say we put him in the middle so he can't. Someone's eyes is always on him. Because although he is hurt, he was just attacking us.
And he did handle a couple wolves himself.
Absolutely. So maybe I'll walk behind him, keeping a close eye on him. Rhaegar, you lead
I'll
the
take
way.
the lead. And
So Jax turns and relays this, and you hear a rustling in the tree, and a goblin comes out, and you see him. He has a gash in his side, like a rip out of his flesh from where he was bitten, and blood streaming down a cut in his face as well. And he's kind of holding his arm, and he's got a bow with like 3 arrows left in a quiver, and slung over his back, and he's got a dagger pulled in his one good hand, and he kind of looks at you very tensely and tentatively, and Jax speaks to him again, and he kind of sheathes his dagger and walks up to Jax and just stays right by Jax. So you guys begin walking back. I need everyone to roll a stealth check again.
natural 20.
19.
25.
Okay. 4 plus 4 is an 8 for Jax,
Ooh.
and an 11. You three succeeded. So you guys are stealthed, and I need you to roll survival to make sure you can get back.
Or-
7.
So are you one of those that could get us here but can't get us out? Oh, great.
7.
Yes, 7.
So you, gosh darn it, can't find your way back.
Oh my
You are
word.
wandering in the woods,
This is good.
and it goes for several more hours.
Oh no.
And I need you to roll another survival check to see if you are getting back.
Oh yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Okay, you
Is that a
eventually
shortcut?
you eventually figure out, oh wait, not that way, that way.
Duh.
And you make your way back. When you don't, you get back, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it took up most of the
We
day
loaded
for you.
Yeah, the wheat's done.
You guys, I need you to roll another athletics check.
Can I guidance myself?
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh.
5.
28.
Man, you really don't like to work.
I don't want to work.
17.
9.
And that's
All right.
with a negative
So you guys don't do quite as well as you did with the last one.
Oh, wait a second.
Well, you had 2 that failed
I
this time.
know.
So you get more progress. You get about halfway done.
All right.
That just take a long time to load wheat.
My arms are
Before
burning.
before you see the party return with the goblin, because of your successful stealth checks and my poor perception,
How many pounds of wheat do we got going on here?
there's a lot of wheat. And it's
4 carts
Carry a
worth.
lot of wheat.
it's bringing it across the river and into the carts, so it's not so much. It's not like you're carrying massive hay bales
That's what I want.
across the river.
That's a big deal.
He's just chucking.
It's a process. So 4 o'clock, and you have the goblin in your midst.
So we're not gonna go into the town. We're gonna kind of to scare, because we don't want to scare the townsfolk.
Another gun.
Okay.
I will go into town and try to get to the scene. Sound good?
Sounds good.
That works.
So Morthos goes ahead, finds Melcine.
The scene, we found the goblin, but he is hurt. He says if we can help heal him, he will give us the information that could help us.
It might be useful to bring Leo with us.
Leo. Oh. Sure.
Can I go get Leo?
Sure.
Okay.
So you go up and knock on the door of the keep, and Leo answers. Ah, what do I owe this pleasure? How can I help you?
We have a goblin that is hurt.
Which kind?
Uh,
A goblin or a hobgoblin?
a goblin.
All right,
And we were wondering if you might come help us.
of course. And he comes with you, and you have him in. By this time, you brought him into the town square, and
The goblin?
yeah, I mean, there aren't really any townspeople.
Oh, that's true.
You got Morak and Sarah, and you have the little Branson halfling family, and you have the Flax family, right? And so he heals him with a cure wound spell. He says, "Is there anything else that I can do for you?"
I have a question. This is somewhat unrelated. But riding on the cart to Nightstone, I heard the story that your Nightstone was stolen.
Well, it wasn't my Nightstone at the time, but yes, you can see right over there. And he points in the middle of the square, and it looks like there's a large hole right in the middle of the square.
Can you tell me what happened?
Well, I wasn't here when it happened. Morak was, but from what he said, cloud giants attacked, dropped boulders on the whole town, came in, took the Nightstone, and then left.
Did the Nightstone hold power?
Hell if I know.
Alright, thank you.
My pleasure.
Jax, can you ask this goblin what the heck he might know to help us?
So, for the sake of role playing, and since Jax isn't here to actually do this,
You don't want to have a conversation with yourself?
yeah, I'm not going to do that. We're going to say that she's going to translate. So, you guys, vis-a-vis Jax, will be able to ask her questions, but for the sake of role playing, I will just play the goblin.
I don't know. I don't hear your goblin voice, like your speaking goblin voice.
It's kind of right around here. Yeah. So what do you guys want to know?
What's your name?
My name is Fred. Fred. Yeah, Fred.
Fred.
Why were you
Is
fighting?
that your real name?
Am I supposed to have a fake one?
Just checking.
Like a moniker.
I'll make it up. Okay, my name is Rod.
That's a good name.
Why were you following
It's all right.
the hobgoblins?
Following them, I was running away from them. The big ones are mean, nasty, jerk faces.
Why did you break the peace treaty with the townsfolk here?
Because the big goblins make us.
How do they make you?
They kill us if we don't fight.
What,
Can't you just?
what happened to Niblock?
He leave.
What do you mean he left?
Did somebody take him?
You can tell his demeanor changed a little bit. He doesn't really want to talk about that.
Why doesn't the rest of the goblins leave?
They kill us if we try to leave. I ran when I could.
There's always a choice, even when seems like there's only one way.
Not much choice. Death or life. I mean, I don't want to die. No one wants to die, so we don't die. We fight. Yeah.
How did Niblog escape well?
Have you?
Nilbog didn't escape.
Have you ever thought about fighting the hobgoblins?
No, they captured Rita, and well,
Who's Rita?
Rita was Nilbog's helper. She was leader while he gone. They capture her, and big goblins come in, and too strong, and they leave one mean, nasty one named Belk in charge. And then go. Some stay, some go.
Okay, Fred. Rod, Fred. You lead us to base.
I'm not going back there.
Yes, you are. You may leave once we get there.
No.
Intimidation.
Roll intimidation.
It's a bad stat. 10.
I'm not going back. No. I don't go back.
I pick him up by the nape of the neck.
Oh boy.
I say, you will go back. You may leave once we're there.
No, I'm not going back. They will
Oh.
kill me.
Let's calm down here. Don't hurt the guy.
So this is a goblin.
I
Okay.
get that, but he's been more than helpful thus far.
Because we healed him.
That's true. Quid
Wouldn't
pro
you be
quo.
helpful if someone healed you?
He's given us
Now
information.
he's not being helpful.
We could get some more information before you decide to play mean with him.
Rod, Fred, whatever the heck your name is.
This is a goblin. Again.
If
Not
we
all
would,
goblins are bad.
Yes.
if we would get
I
Rita,
disagree.
do you think the goblins would
Disagree.
be more willing
Never known
to
good.
honor the truce again?
Actually, yes.
Just ignoring them.
Yeah,
We
but I
know.
really can't, because they're talking right next to me and he's holding me up in the air.
I haven't been
Good
convinced
point.
to put him down yet.
How many hobgoblins are in the base right now?
Hold it. Will you put them down,
Hold,
please?
Put down the goblin.
Also, he might not be able to count.
He did attack us.
He was forced to.
Slowly put him down.
We can handle one goblin.
I'd like the insight.
the truthfulness of everything he's saying currently.
Hey, Rod. How many? Are there more of you in there? Are there more goblins in there?
I don't think I believe.
What, do you think maybe they would be willing to help us if they see somebody else coming into the cave attacking the hobgoblins?
Roll persuasion.
That's a 10.
I don't know.
What happens if they see one of their own?
Yeah,
and they're with us.
What if, as we're attacking, you tell them, "Hey, we're on your side." Hey.
And just
Just
that
like
as well.
that.
Hey,
You gotta do this.
Where were you guys? We're okay. How about that?
I think if they see me, they kill me. I can tell you, run.
We'll protect you. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
He big.
He's a wall.
You said Rita was captured. Is she still alive?
Roll persuasion.
Can I guide into myself? No.
You asked
Okay.
the question before
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh boy. How about 3?
How many hobgoblins are in the base?
Roll persuasion.
Oh, no, never mind. 13.
He's getting back at us for the week he rolled so poorly.
Seriously. Oh, look at me count.
Oh, this is
Oh,
not going
boy.
to be helpful.
He's gonna. I don't.
We're
We're
there.
at 10 right now.
Either seems like a lot.
15.
Not many.
15?
Is there more than how many of us there is? Do you see how many there are of us?
All right, so it's in between 5 and 15.
Yeah.
Do you know their names?
Or
Does it-
50.
Does it mean something different when the edge of the one?
That counts as 10.
It means half.
They break my finger. For being off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hurt real bad.
Do you know
you
the
probably
hobgoblin?
deserved it.
Despite this gentleman here, we really mean you no harm.
You night blue lady, you healed me.
This is God.
She did it. Leo did.
I am a
Well,
He
I
he
provided
night
the
blue
source
lady,
of
healed me.
healing.
servant of chaos and evil.
Listen, I don't think he's evil. He's
Is
too
this
dumb.
how Tyr would want you to act?
I don't know Tyr.
What
Talk
about-
to you.
What about Helm?
Don't know him. Don't know him either.
I'm just saying. Maybe we should think
He-
about the way we're
He looks at
treating
you,
others.
Sola, and he says,
I think
Jerk.
if you maybe get Rita out, that
Chris
could
Goblin.
be helpful.
Is Rita at
He was
base?
a part of the crew that
She
attacked
was.
us. Like,
She
what is
was.
the big
Yeah.
deal?
In
Slit his throat.
holding room, in prison room, cave area thing. I
How-
don't know.
How big is this cave? Big.
It's a cave within the cave.
I'm a paladin, not a cleric.
Would you be able to guide us so we can release Rita?
I can't go back there, no. But there's a little small little chimney that goes right down to where she is, but you have to go up on top of the caves to go down through, and it's tiny and small.
You'll go down first.
Pay no attention to him.
he's not even looking at Hold.
So-
Small that we could fit in small, or is it too small for us?
No. No.
He's emaciated. How about him?
I don't eat a lot.
Maybe you,
Can lay off the milk for a while.
maybe you,
Skim milk.
maybe he,
Is the roof guarded at all?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, it's worth a shot to check out.
It's a different way in. It would be direct. The problem is,
Not everyone can
Not
get
everyone
through.
can get in.
Do you know where there's a Leo said something about a side entrance. Is it anywhere near where this
it's by the loo. It's where the refuse comes out.
Ooh,
Prison
you'll go
might
in
be-
there too first.
Yeah, there's a little creaky thing that runs out that we all go wee-wee in.
Poochie.
Yeah, we have a habit of walking through crap water.
And then on the other side, there's another one that opens into the mushroom cave, and then the big entrance.
Which of the side entrances is more direct to get to Rita?
The creaky one.
The Poop Creek.
The Poo
If
Creek.
you do not go with us,
Or the
then
mushroom.
what are we supposed to do with Rita?
Does she speak common like you? Could we explain that we're here to
No,
help her?
Jax is
Jax is
translator.
translator.
I forgot about that.
I don't know. She talked to Nobot sometime in language I don't understand.
No bugs?
No bog.
Yes, no bugs.
No bugs.
Closely translated.
Good job, Sola.
My goblin's a little off.
So for clarification, the stream by the mushroom side or the stream with the poo?
Yes.
Refuse River.
Alright. To the refuge of the river, maybe it is.
You'll guide us through.
What do we do with Rita once we get her?
It's a big, I don't know, convince you to help. Lead, revolt, rebellion.
Sounds like
I
we should-
think she would trust you more than she would trust us.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, Rob, what if, listen, I'm a wizard. What if I cast invisibility on you? Nobody could see you. How would you feel about that? Would you feel safe then?
How do I know?
I would not feel safe.
Because I'm a wizard. That's my thing.
How
That's
would
what
we
I
know
do.
if he was invisible? How would we know he's even still with us?
Because my spell will tell you where he is.
I think this is a lovely idea.
Huh? Sounds good.
Roll persuasion.
I'm just gonna use my portend from last week.
Yes.
Okay.
I have
well,
14.
No, well, did you roll 2 new ones for the new day?
Yes.
Okay.
That I didn't use.
Okay, 14 plus your charisma.
Minus one.
Whatever your persuasion is.
13.
Oh.
What mean invisible?
Nobody can see you. It's magic.
Can you show me magic?
And I do some prestidigitation. Right? Imagine that. But you can't see it.
Can I see invisible magic?
No. You won't see it.
Wait. See, invisible magic.
I can show it. Yes.
Go with it.
See, you didn't even see it.
I no see.
That could be
Because
you.
it's invisible. Could have been you.
So I see no, I no see.
Nobody can see you.
Do you really have this?
No. No, of course not.
I feel really bad about this.
Okay.
Alright.
I be no see.
Okay.
That's
Whenever we're ready, guys, whenever we're ready to go, because this spell is
It's time
very
sensitive.
delicate. It only lasts for a certain,
I
so
have-
I can't cast it right now. We'll cast it before we go.
I have an idea as well.
Yeah.
Just so we can know potentially where he is. Can we just put a necklace on him so we can maybe see where he is, and then we can take it off when we get closer?
Of course.
Just so we can see where you are while we're getting there.
So
Do I?
you see necklace, but not me.
Yeah.
That's it. And then once we're there, we take the necklace off. You're completely invisible.
Roll persuasion.
I want to see if I believe you.
How does
I
an
totally
unnatural
believe
one
you.
sound?
I was winking the whole time. I'm like,
No necklace. No see. No
All right,
see. No see.
fair.
I think it's safer that way. You're very smart, Rod. You're very smart.
I think it'll be fine.
This
that
is
way.
an accurate
Right.
fact,
I'm
actually.
scientist.
I could tell.
Yeah.
What do you do? Solar cells or something?
Are we ready to go?
Movement of sun.
Yeah.
Lots of energy.
As you
I'm
mentioned,
gonna
Tyr has a quest for me, and I must complete it quickly. This goblin is holding us up.
Yeah.
Or the goblins helping us.
I be
Tyr works in
invisible.
mysterious
I be
ways.
invisible.
So does
Not just yet.
Alright, can we
So
go?
we're
I
ready.
mean, Tiamat? Alright. Yeah.
Let's go.
How long does it take to get to the? Oh, thank you. How long does it take to get to your cave?
Couple hours up into forest.
And it's 4 o'clock now.
No, why do you
Let's
always
go.
have to hate him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing I got torches.
Fast.
4 o'clock at night.
Where did the goblin go?
No, he did not cast the spell yet.
Oh.
Shut up, hold. You're ruining it.
You want to go first?
You guys, we're ready to go, so I can cast this spell.
Too short for me to see you.
Is there any? You need to get
Yes.
anything else? Daylight's burning.
Nope. Ready?
No.
Let's go.
Let us go.
All right, Rod, get ready. All right. Bippity, boppity, kazam. And I pop him on the head with the staff. Not hard, just like.
Where did he go? Oh my.
We have a magnificent wizard.
All right, Rod. Hey,
Elf
Rod.
eyes can't
Rod,
see.
where? Rod, where are you? Rod, can you touch my hand? Where are you?
Rod, can you speak? We can't see you. Where'd you go?
I'm over here.
Oh, all right, good.
Can you see me?
No.
No.
He is getting undressed.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
Of course he is.
Okay.
I had to wait.
All right, so Rod.
Rod, make sure wherever you are, Rod, make sure you stay
He
close.
goes up behind Melsine, naked.
Keep your cool. Let's
He
go.
just-
You asked for this.
All right, we should
Just-
go probably.
Rubs Melsine's leg.
Hey, stop that!
Do you see me?
It wasn't me.
No.
Okay, good.
Rod, it's important to know that people can feel and hear you still.
And smell you.
And smell you.
We can smell you quite well.
All right, let's go.
I kind of pull Vincent to the back. You just lied to this man. In a very quiet
No,
whisper.
No, I didn't.
He's invisible.
What are you talking about?
If-
I see nothing.
If we don't see him and he believes us, what difference does it make?
How long did the mayor say it would take to get there?
Couple hours.
But now he's gonna do something reckless because he doesn't think people can see him. For example, like go into the cave and then get seen.
We'll
And
get
then
to the
die.
cave.
And we promise not to kill him.
It's like
Did-
my
Well,
son.
then don't let
Well,
us
we're
die
not
when
killing
we
He
him.
get
starts
there.
marching ahead,
It's like my son who tries to whisper,
quite,
but everyone
quite
can
cocksure
hear.
of himself.
Rod, I don't know where you are, but maybe stay closer to the group. We might get lost.
I don't smell you anymore.
He stops.
How about, can you,
He waves to you.
I don't know what you're doing. I can't see you.
Come over this way.
Oh, okay.
Follow me.
Rod, can you hold my hand? I'm a little scared and I'd like you to walk me there.
Okay.
I hold out my hand. I don't know where you are.
He comes over and he turns around.
Oh, no, you asked for it too.
So he turns around.
And he puts his butt out for you to touch.
Right. So I take a step forward and I kind of trip him. Oh, man. Was that you?
Yeah, here.
Are you trying to hold my hand?
Go down lower.
I trip him again.
I'm right here.
Are we ready to go? We done messing
go.
about?
Daylight's burning.
All right, and so he starts leading you off. Are you guys trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I need everyone to roll a stealth check.
I would like to guidance myself if I can.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
19.
16.
15.
Oh, I have
9.
disadvantage?
Oh boy.
Yes, you do.
And your
Clink,
first
clink,
one was a
clink,
3?
Ooh.
Oh, that's okay then.
3.
Oh,
Okay.
his first one was a 3.
I rolled a 4 for Rod/Fret
Nice.
and
He's invisible.
Good
a
thing he's invisible.
and an
Rod.
8 for Jax.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I don't think we're very stealthy though.
Jax is still a little hungover from her last nights.
Clearly.
So he starts leading you through the forest by your hand, north in the
Think it's
same
sand.
in the same direction.
I can see.
In the same direction.
You sure you want to be doing that to a goblin?
While he leads you, he stops for a moment and kind of looks around, looks back at Hold, picks up a rock and throws it at Hold, and hits you with the rock.
Did he roll against a 21?
Oh, it hits you.
It makes contact.
Yes. Doesn't do any damage to you. but it does hit you.
Hey,
I just continue to look.
And then you hear a laugh.
Hey,
Did
Rod.
you see that, big man?
Hey, Rod. We could see the rock.
I squeeze his hand
so-
a little bit. Don't do that.
Ow. Do what?
I saw a rock float and hit the big metal guy.
Yeah, maybe be a little more inconspicuous.
We're trying to be
I'm
quiet.
invisible.
But we could see the rock float.
And
The
hear
rock
the
is
noise.
not
Someone
invisible.
threw it. I know.
Rod,
I like
I will turn this caravan around if you don't start it.
I like to insight check to see if he was telling the truth.
Just you gotta play along here. Just because you're invisible doesn't mean you can't get hurt.
Or that we can't hear the noise from the rock
Correct.
Or
hitting
that
the
I will
metal.
crush you into a pancake.
Also
If he can
that.
see you.
But you can't see me though.
That's true. We just
Especially
you
after
have,
I eat you.
But
you
we
have to
are
be
know
smart.
that you're holding his hand.
You have to be smart. Smarter. Listen,
Then not.
Science rules. Think about it.
In the midst of this little conversation, I need everyone to roll perception.
perception.
Oh!
Oh, 21.
17.
9.
16.
Natural 20.
8.
So who is 20 and above?
I had 21. She's
Double
at
21.
You two hear very lightly what seems to be some rustling in the woods. Not
Turn
close,
naked
but
invisible.
close enough to hear.
Shh. What's going on?
Hold on. There's some rustling on both sides of us.
We are not alone. There might be something out here.
Rod,
Yeah.
I need you to climb up and latch onto my back in case we have to move quickly.
That is great.
I hope you have a turtleneck. Because
You want me to mount you?
You can try. Listen, I'm just trying to look out for you.
This is happening.
Please get on my shoulders.
How dense is the woods where we are?
seems like you're begging him.
Okay. I climb.
Time's up. Sits right on your shoulders.
I have my cloak and my hood up.
Kind of.
Constitution check for gagging.
Now, I need you to promise me you will hold on tight if we start to move quickly.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose you because you're invisible.
Okay.
All right. Only silent but deadly ones. It's freaking terrible.
I'm so gassed out today.
Did you have cheese? I heard that affects some people.
I'm gluten.
All right, now, shh. We're not alone, as Morthos said.
Hey, Morthos, where'd you hear this sound from?
Just,
It was kind of hard to tell. It was around. It's just.
It was
it's in the
around.
distance.
All right.
Is this something that Tony maybe could see?
Exactly. I'll send them around
it shouldn't be
maybe
too far off.
75 feet out. Do
Roll
a
perception.
perimeter check.
Go Tony.
2 12s. Who does that?
Tony.
Tony does that. 2 12s.
And
Tony,
see anything.
can't your bird deliver touch spells?
Sure can.
Like light?
Why would you want to light anything up? It's still daytime, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
What's
about
dark?
6 o'clock, getting on towards dusk. You got probably another hour of.
Is this
of
springtime or fall time, 6 o'clock?
daylight. Springtime.
Okay.
Daylight saving.
Drago, do your elvish eyes see anything?
You rolled perception. You didn't.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys heard.
That's right,
We were the only
heard.
ones
Right.
that heard it. I'm gonna pass out
Nothing
my
there.
torches. Eli, I'm gonna give you a torch because it's getting dark. Same with Jax and Hold. And Vincent has a light. Nelson, do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay.
What? Tell me your marching order, just so I have it.
Probably
But I think
Eli because the
Rhaegar
goblin's
and I
leading
should
us,
go
right?
first and second, I believe.
Well, and Eli would now need to be near the front because he's
He
got.
has the
I would be
Goblin.
near the
He's
front.
got
I don't
Ron
know
on
if
his
I'm
shoulders.
number one.
I'm at the front.
Probably Rhaegar the first.
Now you don't need to be in a straight line.
Right.
There is. It's a wide enough path through the forest
kind of fanned out a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's do Rygar, Eli, because he has the goblin that's leading us.
And I will stay right.
And I'll be right
Next to you.
behind.
Alright.
I'll be right behind them.
the middle
With
of that.
hold.
Yeah.
So on hold.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm right behind the goblin.
Vincent, where are you?
In the middle.
Got it. Okay, so you guys continue on, and Fret is kind of like pointing you.
Tap me on the side of the head which way we need to go.
So Ratatouille style, he's kind of like hitting you different ways. And you continue down the path. You turn a little bit. The path narrows at points, widens at points, and I need all of you to roll a stealth check again.
Can I roll perception then as well?
Yeah, you roll with disadvantage because you have
A goblin
a goblin on your
mounting
shoulders.
my
An invisible guy.
26.
12.
14 for stealth, and then can I roll perception to see if anyone's following us?
Sure. You roll with an advantage because you're in the
Oh, that's right.
8 for stealth
Nine.
and disadvantage for perception.
12,
Oh shoot, I have to.
That's a 15.
7 for perception.
11.
21 for stealth.
8.
A lot of numbers.
Yeah, so
Wow, we're rolling.
you were real high. You were
14 for stealth.
14, 8,
21.
21,
12.
12,
8.
8,
15.
15. All right.
We're a little
Jax, a 2.
8.
Okay, so as you are going, who rolled? You rolled perception
7.
7, and you guys were both low perception.
I don't remember what I rolled.
I
I rolled like a
roll perception.
12, 6,
12.
7, 8.
You can roll perception.
Me as well.
12.
I'm perceiving the goblin.
Cock.
Well,
19.
do I technically have advantage?
You do have advantage.
Alright, so that's an 18.
Okay, so Melsine and Rygar, you hear more rustling to the right of you. So I'm just going to.
Fret.
This
You
out.
think the noise is coming from the right of us?
Okay.
Thank you.
Is it far?
Fret.
Is it close?
Are we close to the cave?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like another mile and we're there.
Do you typically ambush people as they get closer? Are you told to do that?
No one comes near us. They know we killed them.
So we're just stupid enough to do this.
Did you guys tell anybody that? Or?
Right down that clear path.
This feels like a really good ambush spot.
Yeah.
It's a fae. It's a fiend.
Oh, friendship.
Yeah.
So as you guys are going out, Melsine and Morthos, you hear more rustling in the woods to your right, and you see, actually it's the woods to your left, and you see in a flash what look to be wolves circling around and approaching you very quickly. So you have about 3 seconds to say something before you're attacked.
Wolves are coming.
That's what you said?
Yeah.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Very calmly.
Watch out.
It's good. It's more info than I had before.
Yeah.
Okay,
At least
and
you
so
know it's attacking.
What side?
I already said that.
To the left.
On the
But it's
Right.
left side. Yeah,
He
right?
said
If
left.
you
Well, but
heard-
that was
yeah.
his
If you heard left,
misinformation.
then we're in real trouble.
I need everyone to
Initiative.
roll initiative.
I don't know where I am.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
have
I'm
that
taking
back.
the alert. I'm
You
taking the
met.
alert.
I don't care what it does to me, I'm taking the alert.
What's it do?
+5 to initiative.
Oh. Because
Wow.
you're tired of rolling a +0 on initiative?
Can't be like surprised.
You know if that happens, Eli's just gonna try to surprise you all the time.
All right.
Are you scared?
Jax rolled a 13. 13 for Jax. Who's ahead of her? Sola?
22.
22. Eli?
19.
19. Morphos?
Ooh. Morty.
Okay, alright. 10 to 13.
12.
Rygar?
12.
Hold.
12
And
got a CF
Vincent?
there.
Nelsine?
A big old 7.
7. What was Tony?
11.
A bird's higher than
Okay.
you.
And
She's just a little
oh,
scared.
perfect.
Get it, bird.
Roll a natural 20 for the enemies.
Oh no.
So I mean, they go
What
first.
about the goblin that's mounting me?
He is mounted on you.
Inactive.
Good.
What's that on the back of my neck?
Extra armor.
Are those the wolves behind us?
Yeah,
That's
so-
not an arrow.
That's just behind
Literally
us.
a meat
So you
shield.
got wolves. You got wolves that popped out of the woods, all
Oh, I'm
kind
safe,
of in
guys.
unison.
Yeah, me
You
too.
got one here, one here, one here, one here, and one there. So there's 5 of them surrounding you, and they all begin to chomp at you.
No. 2 at me.
I don't know where I
Can't see yourself?
am.
You are right there.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good. Wolf in the face.
Okay, so the first one against Hole,
Sprites.
that is a 11. Doesn't hit.
She rolled over me.
He bites your leg, but
You're like the beast in Beauty and the Beast.
clamps on, and you just kind of slough him off. Rygar, the next one against you, is a 14,
It's not gonna hit.
and you see it coming. You kind of saw it. You dived out of the way as he leapt past you, landed and turned. Sola, 2 come out and bite at you that you did not see. That's a 22 on the first hit, and a 22 on the second hit.
Ouch.
2 18s.
Ouch, kabibs.
And so they do.
I knew it.
Need you to roll a strength check.
Strength.
Yep.
Because you no longer have arms.
Oh!
Natural 1.
No. Yeah.
That's one.
Are you sure about that?
You get
It is
13,
safe, though.
13 slashing damage,
13.
Sola.
That's a check.
And you are not prone.
Holy crap.
How much slashing?
13.
Mama. Do you scream on the way down?
I don't even know.
Is you an apoplectic?
Don't forget, life is a journey.
And
But yours is about to end soon.
Do you have another
Vincent,
character?
one
I
attack
do.
against you, Vincent. And that is a 22. Man, 3 18s in a row.
Who's he attacking me from?
Right next to you.
Right there.
Oh, not in the middle?
In the middle of the back. I don't even know who's in the middle.
So Vincent, you
You like
take.
to.
I'm
And you need
safe,
to roll a
guys.
strength check, Vincent.
Come on.
Good at strength.
Strength save.
Oh, it was a save.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Okay, you're knocked prone as the wolf bites into the back of your leg and rips your hamstring, and you fall down, taking 6 slashing
Because
damage.
I only have 3 spell slots, just saying.
We have what's her face too.
That's true.
Make elderberries.
You don't have
Okay.
blueberries yet?
It is
What?
now Sola's turn.
You have blueberries yet?
I'm gonna stand up for half my movement.
Yep.
Stand up with an uppercut.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna. Oh no, I'm
Dagger,
gonna
prime healing
stand
inventory.
up while
I know, but I
unsheathing
don't-
my sword.
Yep.
Right in the neck.
Anger just glaring at me.
Same thing.
12
Why are you rolling with advantage?
because I have the sword. Oh shoot. Well, it's 6
There
for
we go.
whatever. So
6
6.
both
13.
13.
I meant to add +1 instead of rolling 2.
Got it.
Sorry.
That hits. So you stand up and slash against the wolf, and go ahead and roll your damage.
6. 9.
9. Okay. And you kind of do a leg twirl, and all in one motion stand up. And as you do, you slash across the throat of the wolf, and kind of do a roundhouse kick to finish it off. Roll your attack.
9.
That does not hit. But you kick over its head, not quite finding your mark.
I'm gonna use a key point
Okay.
for a flurry of blows.
Okay. Angered by your miss, you follow it up with a elbow down to the top of its head. Roll your attack.
Do I just roll damage, or do I have to roll to see if I attack?
See if you hit.
Okay. 19 plus 6.
And with that, there's a crack, a sick crack as your elbow embeds several inches into its skull, and you just see its eyes just with blood, and it just goes limp before you.
Yeah.
All right.
This is just supposed to pick us off.
So it is
And I go, Melsine!
Orthos.
I'd like to use my movement to get in the flanking position of the wolf behind Sola.
Which one are you, Morthos?
I'm to the right of you.
Okay.
So I want to go there, yes. With both of my swords drawn.
So you kind of fight your way through the crowd and step over Vincent's prone body.
Well, I was kind of thinking, I didn't know if I was trying to move around the outside, but...
Well, it would be
Opportunity attack then.
Yeah, they would be able to bite
well,
against
if
you.
I can go through, then that's
Yeah.
better.
And and you can make your attack with
That gives me advantage, right?
Yep.
That's 26.
That hits. Roll your damage with sneak attack bonus.
So that would be 7, 11.
That is exactly what you need. So you get up behind it, and it bites at Sola. Sola gets up, finishes off the first. You take an opportunity to slink behind the other, and as you do so, you just jam it into its rib cage and rip it back, just spilling its guts on the ground in front of you.
How much movement do I have left?
I really only needed 2 points.
That was 20 feet, so you have 10 feet left.
So can I move 10 feet to the flanking of the wolf that's to my right? Yeah. And I'll use my offhand attack.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
That would be 17.
17 hits. Roll your damage, not sneak
That's
attack.
called playing the rogue
Right.
correctly.
That's just a D4.
Yeah.
Which would be a 4.
Nice. And so this one you also jam into his rib cage, but it wiggles free before you can give it a good rip. It's bleeding profusely, kind of lets out a whimper, and keeps on going in its attack. Eli.
I'm gonna go backwards to the one that Morthos attacked just recently.
Okay. So you run back. There's. Okay. So I'm gonna. This is
Yeah,
your
got
guy.
it.
Or it's gonna take him out.
He's on my shoulders.
Right. So Vincent's on the ground. You step over Vincent's body, and
Nobody help me up.
you can roll your attack. That's the one that Eli just attacked. So go ahead.
Yeah, Morthos.
Amorthos just attacked.
7.
So 7 does not hit. So you swing wide, thrown off a little bit by Vincent's bumbling body on the ground.
Freaking get up, man! What are you doing laying down?
And,
God.
and the goblin like right on your shoulders.
Think about that.
It's not that that's distracting you. It's the constant.
Jax turns and takes out her sword and just slashes at the wolf that's in front of her. She has advantage. That's a 14 on the die. That hits. And she does a 6 max damage. And she pierces it right in the mouth, and it pops out the back of its head as it just goes limp.
Wow, that one only had 6.
Wow.
Well, that's because I already...
Oh, that was one that you just hit. Got it.
And she turns and sees what's going on in the battlefield, and she's like, "Yeah, Hulk's got this." And she just kind of looks down at you, Vincent, and bends her hand down to pick you up, and you reach up, and then she pulls it back and laughs. In your dreams. And it is now Rygar's turn.
So, highest mark on the one that attacked me.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw my short sword.
Yep.
And go for the attack.
Roll your attack.
That is a 22.
Excellent. So roll your 2d6 damage. That includes your hex damage. plus your dex.
Alright, so that's a 5.
You know what I mean.
Plus, I'm sorry,
Different
9.
class.
9 damage?
Yes.
Okay, so you had the Hunter's Mark damage. I think I said hex. Hunter's Mark damage plus your... So for 9 total?
Yep.
Alright, very good. So you cast a spell and there is a kind of a glowing light that just comes in and kind of hovers around the throat of the wolf, illuminating it. And as you do, it kind of guides your strike, and you slash it across its chest, and the blood starts spilling out. Not enough to finish it, but hurting it quite deeply.
Taking this
I'm just gonna run over.
And Hold, you are up.
As Hold laughs at the puny one that tried to bite him,
Yep, right there.
you're gonna run around, take the op attack, and get on the flanking side of the other
Okay.
that is fighting
I
for
love
the
it.
bigger.
So that is
I'm just
a
gonna take an attack.
13. He bites your leg again, and you just run right through it.
Carrying it with you?
Okay.
I did not grab him, and I'm gonna punch this one in
Go
the
for
back
it.
of the brain.
Roll your attack with advantage.
Come on, Spence. Come on, baby.
Oh.
For 15.
15 hits.
Okay. Sweet.
And 8 damage.
So you run up behind this one, and as you're going, it gets slashed and it kind of reels back on its haunches. And as it does so, you catch it from behind around the throat,
That's right.
and you just snap its neck and let its body go limp.
And the whole time I'm trying to stare at the goblin to see if he watches what I'm doing.
How do you know where to stare?
You see him on the back
He's on his
of
back.
Eli, kind of riding him up and down. Vincent, as Jack pulls her hand away from you.
I stand up and
Sweep the leg.
And,
It's almost dead, right?
and
Yes.
who's dead?
That, well,
Is there anything left?
Yeah, the one
Yeah, the
to
one
your
up
right,
on our right.
Okay.
above.
He can't hit you.
I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna run away. I stand up and lightning starts to crackle from Vincent's eyes, and I prepare a shocking grasp. And I'm gonna send on Tony's turn, which is up next.
Yep.
He's gonna use shocking grasp.
Okay, so Tony, you stand up,
That's 17 plus 6 for the attack.
and Tony swoops down and delivers the attack.
It's gonna be 3.
3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can't take reactions.
And the wolf kind of shudders for a second, and then shakes it off and looks at you with anger in its eyes as Melcina's up.
I want to go. Well, I'm right next to Sola. I want to heal. I want to do a cure wounds on Sola.
Okay, roll your 1d8 plus 4.
So 12.
Nice. So Sola is back to just about full health.
Thank you.
And then I want to use, as my bonus action, I want to use one of my Balm of Summer Court dice, healing dice.
Yep, it's a
on
d6.
Vincent. I want to go over to Vincent.
Is okay. You don't even have to go over. You can
Oh,
just see him
I can
as
see
long
him.
as you can see
Okay,
him.
that's right. It's 120 feet.
Yep.
Okay. And 5.
So Melcine stands up, hears Sola cry out, sees Vincent get pummeled by these wolves, and then stand back up, and you kind of grasp your staff, and the eyes of the bronze dragon kind of glow for a second as you channel the balm of the summer court through it, and you reach out and you touch Sola and point your staff at Vincent, and both are simultaneously healed.
What the hell is that?
I want that staff.
That's a heck of a move.
I like it.
And the
That's
wolf.
awesome.
2 people at once?
Mm-hmm. One is a bonus action and one is mine.
What?
The wolf runs forward to Vincent and makes an attack. That's a 19 to hit. And I need you to roll strength.
Would he take
Save.
an attack from them?
From who?
Aren't there 2 people next to him? Or at least one person?
No,
Alright.
it was just Tony next
You
to
were the
him.
only
What
one.
am I
who
rolling?
moved him.
Strength?
Strength save.
That's an 8.
Okay, you fall prone again. And you take 8 piercing damage.
Gee whiz.
Don't worry.
As
He's just
you
gonna move
hear
back in the
one
middle.
final rustling in the
Oh,
in the woods, and
Dire
Oh, good.
no.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Is that
a much larger wolf jumps out than any of the others, and immediately goes for an attack on Eli.
You mean the goblin on Eli?
And that is a 17.
Nope.
He bites your back just below Fret and his exposed
Bottom.
body, and clamps on to your armor and doesn't find any flesh, and releases. And so you resist it as you turn, and Sola, you're up. You see this giant dire wolf immediately in front of you.
Yes, but I also see that other one. I'm gonna move where Tony is. Not yet. Yeah, Tony is.
Okay.
Just diagonally. Oh, he gets a.
So 17 to attack you.
I have a 17.
So it hits you. I need you to roll a strength save.
I forgot about an opportunity. Cocked. 16.
Shooting crap.
16. So he bites you, and he does 12 piercing damage to you. But you kind of sneak through his bite and make it over to.
I just healed you.
I hope you really want to kill that one that had 3 hit points left.
For both of them.
I guess I do now.
And so you are in a flanking
I thought
position
it was
with
before
Trigar.
Heal me, I'll keep it longer.
I have a
Crit.
Crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dead.
Roll your damage. Yeah, he's dead.
It's dead.
And so, in as you kind of tumble out of the dire wolf's mouth, you land on your feet, and in one fluid motion, just slash up and just chop off the wolf's head as it just kind of folds executioner style in front of it.
Okay, and then so that was 5, 10 feet I moved.
Mm-hmm.
So all we got left is a dire wolf, correct?
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm going to move next to Melcine,
Okay.
and
Like here.
yes,
Okay.
and I'm gonna throw a dart at the.
How many do you have left? How many darts do you have left?
8.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just gonna go up and attack him.
Okay.
Can I get in a flanking position across from Eli?
So you were.
It's like a lawn dart.
So that was
were
10 feet.
Here.
Throw it up.
Not like a little.
Go.
Blink. 15.
It's called a javelin.
20. Yes,
That's
I
what I
did.
want.
Okay, unarmed to strike. 16, 17, 18, 22.
22 hits. Roll your damage.
Okay. Oh, 8.
Nice. And so, as you run behind the dire wolf, you kind of do a roll behind it and grab its leg and smash it at the joint and hear a cracking sound on its back hind leg as you just go to basically try to break his knee, and it lets out a snarl as it looks back at you and continues to focus on Eli and the goblin that he holds. Morthos.
Because of his size, am I able to get a flanking position behind him as well?
Morthos and
Paul?
Eli are in the two. They're currently flanked. So
You mean
Sola.
Sola?
Sola and Eli. Yeah. So you could create another flank, but there would need to be someone else opposite you.
All right. I'm still gonna move behind the wolf. Call it 3, 4 spaces to the left. There. Yep.
Okay. So then the other flanking spot from here would be here.
Yep. And I'm just gonna take my attack.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Sneak attack.
Woo!
Yeah, that is with sneak attack because he's engaged with other people. So 46.
no.
Are you kidding?
3 1s and a 2.
3 1s and a 2.
Yes.
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's 11. Or no, sorry, 9.
9.
What's even worse?
Nine.
Okay. So you get up and you
What's that?
Every 2 levels you get.
you stab him right in the rear end, and you feel like you got him so good. But all you really did was just kind of stab in his bunghole, which didn't do as much damage as you otherwise thought it would.
I'll take my offhand attack.
I'll kill him in a couple weeks.
Clean your sword.
An unnatural 20.
That hits. Yeah, as you pull it out, it is just
When
stinking.
you do your offhand, do you get your damage modifier?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
Okay. Oh, I got a 4.
Another 4, nice.
Not yet.
This one you just
Not yet.
stab
I
him.
have a feat for it.
You just stab him right in his hind
And then
quarters.
can I use my cunning action to hide in the tree? That is to my left.
As your bonus action was your offhand attack.
Oh, so I can't take that and then still use the.
No, because it's a bonus. So you can do an offhand attack as a bonus action, or you can use a cunning action.
Gotcha. I think that through then. All right.
So you are there, and
That's fine.
Eli is now up.
Eli is not sure what's behind him, but he's pretty sure it's large.
Yeah. That
So-
fight, that bite felt like it came from something much bigger than these other wolves.
So he is gonna just kind of like do a spin and, you know, try to slash it. He assumes in the face.
All right, roll with advantage.
19 plus a lot.
That hits.
That would be a 9.
9. That is damage. 9 damage.
Yep.
Okay. So you turn and you kind of brace Rod, and just reach up behind you
I
to
grab his rear.
grab his rear end.
Right butt cheek.
And turn and slash, and you catch it right across the mouth, and Joker style.
Right. And then I say, why so serious?
Yes. And
spit on it.
it's bleeding profusely from its mouth, from its hind quarters, and yet
Jax gets this
It's
kill.
yet it is still standing. Jax
She's gonna heal him.
Jax looks over at it, and
No, she's gonna try.
she reaches down to Vincent again.
I'm gonna shocking grasp
You're
if
like
this
Lucy
happens again.
from the Peanuts.
I was gonna say this is
I swear I won't
perfect
move.
for Lucy.
Yeah. She reaches down to Vincent, and
What do you do?
Can I
She
do a
does have-
partial shocking grasp?
She does have cure wounds.
You rub your feet on the ground and
Healing.
I knock her hand away.
all right.
Oh man.
I go,
I was gonna help you out that time.
yeah,
And
fool me once.
she says, "Now I gotta go kill this pretty little puppy dog," and just vicious mockery to it. And I rolled 3, so
does that hit?
it hits. It failed its save with 3. It's 4.
Oh.
Plus her, I think it's plus wisdom.
I thought it was charisma.
Yeah, I think hers is
Plus her
charisma.
charisma. For her would be charisma,
Plus-
which would be plus 4.
plus
That would
4.
be
8.
8.
Jax is gonna get this kill.
And by talking to it.
If it is a plus, if you add that in, then it kills.
It is. I'm pretty because mine's
It,
wisdom and
it
hers
now
is
has a
charisma.
complex and
So
it
me,
dies.
if I
Yeah,
could have
but
rolled
vicious
anything
mockery
normal, I
is
probably would have
Is
killed
it a
myself.
spell or a cantrip?
It's a cantrip.
Then
Instead
there's
of
no way
that
that
for
gets
4 die.
I don't.
There's
Angstrom.
There are no cantrip attacks.
I
that
have it
add-
right here. Vicious
add a
mockery.
modifier.
I just like
Unless
to
you
keep
have
them
four
involved.
Keep them involved.
Unless you have
Need you,
agonizing
Rob.
blast.
Need you,
as a
Angstrom.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, while I'm holding on to Fret Rod, I give him a little squeeze on the tush.
Gives Rhaegar a chance to kill it. Come on, buddy. Don't kill it.
It's just a D4. So takes 4 damage, and blood starts
How many more?
pouring out of its ears as it kind of looks really
One more.
sullen,
Aw. It is just a
embarrassed
dog.
by his puppiness. Rygar.
I'm going to move my hunter's mark onto the direwolf and fire.
I'm gonna shout to distract him.
And that is a 23.
Okay, and as its shoulders slump in shame, you take your time and find its heart right between its chest, pierce it with your arrow as it just kind of falls over on its side. Dead.
So, Eli wants to get a look at the dire wolf while it's laying there.
Yep.
Does he think it's a rather impressive dire wolf?
Yeah, he's a big, strong wolf.
How about, does the head look like it would be a good mounted head?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen nice specimens, and this one looks well fed. This one looks like he was a silverback. You know, had some strength and vigor and verve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I know some of us almost just died. Especially you. You were just rolling around.
I
Someone
thought I
got
dropped
even have a
something.
scratch.
I'll help you out. But after
Were we fighting?
You never are, big guy. After we finish this in the Dripping Caves, I want to come back this way and bring this carcass back with us. One, I think it'd be a good source of meat. Two, I'd like to taxiderm the crap out of this thing. It would look great.
It would look great over the bar. Yes.
You're gonna carry us all the way.
Of course, you guys
Wouldn't
are thinking
spoil
about.
the wheat?
No, I'm gonna give the meat to the people of Nightstone
In
then
taxidermy.
and then take it with us.
Stuff it.
Wait a minute.
You can make
Speaking
a
of
drug
meat,
out of the
couldn't we
rest of
just
the blood.
take the
start
meat,
walking to the-
put it outside the caves, and get the hobgoblins that come out of the cave?
I mean,
Free food.
I mean, we're
We're
going in
going
a
in the
side
side
entrance, but
Yeah,
not a
but-
terrible idea.
We put it in the
I'll
front of
let
the
you
cave.
do that.
I'm already casting invisibility.
So, Sola, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm hurt. I don't know if I'll be able to survive a fight in the caves.
Do I have to do a medicine check to find out what her HP is?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to touch you in spots to figure out if you're okay. Like
Whoa.
that cut on your arm and stuff. Just,
Inappropriate.
I'm letting you know before I just go feeling your arm.
You consent.
That's what I'm asking. Do you consent? Do you want healing or not?
Yes, I think it is.
Okay, I need to figure out how badly you're hurt.
Okay.
What am I rolling? Medicine? 14.
Yeah, you can tell that she is pretty badly hurt. You can tell him what your exact HP is.
3.
Okay. I'm gonna try something here.
I feel like I only have 3 hit points left.
I'm gonna try something here. I have an inkling it might work. So
Whether it
he.
might kill her?
I mean, I don't know. We're gonna.
Why do you seem so happy about that?
Huh?
We don't know.
Won't work.
Only if someone is knocked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't knock me out.
I could do it. if you
I'll
want.
say we can take
Oh
it.
my gosh, it's so funny.
All right then. I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, can anyone
But
hear
you
me?
got consent, dude.
I guess I can, but only if you promise me something.
What?
That you won't gripe about names anymore.
Oh.
Ooh. Yes. I'm in for this one.
Wait.
What do you mean?
How long does it
French
take you to get spells back?
Day?
A long rest.
How long does it take you to get
A
spells
long
back?
rest.
How long does it take you to make those delicious berries that you made?
Oh, I could make some of those now.
Great idea.
But that would also take one of my spots.
But it would also give you like a few more berries
true.
to pass out.
Alright. I'll use one of my spell slots to make some good berries.
All I do is try to let people know about the purpose behind names
right here,
instead of just asking names.
Why
in
did you do
general.
that? We were so close to forever.
I'm not healing you.
We're not getting a long rest before this cave.
I know.
No, we're not.
We need these berries.
What
later.
time is it? What time is
Gameplay
it?
wise, I agree.
Alright.
About
Totally
6.
meta that.
So, yeah, you did. So I am going to give her. I have 10 berries, right?
Yep, they do 1 hit point
Right.
healing each.
You just shove them all in her mouth.
Yeah.
I also have a potion I can use.
Ah, you tell
What
me
do you
this
think?
now.
It's a
Also,
minor
could take a
potion.
short rest and roll hit dice. That's always an option.
What do
Yeah.
you think about giving everyone one
Yes.
and then giving the rest to her to eat right now?
Well, I'm kind of hurt. I fell on a sharp rock twice.
Yeah.
And I got bit in the ankle. My ankle hurts. Why don't we just rest up,
I'll
guys?
use the potion miner
Why don't we
first.
just take a short rest?
Oh.
It's alright.
What time is
It's
it?
already dark anyway,
It's
right?
about 6 p.m. There's,
Okay.
you said there's
So,
about a mile to
You
go.
should give everyone a berry except for the goblin. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, I'll give everyone a berry.
Don't eat it now.
Oh. I need it anyway.
Not.
And I will give.
Listen, there was a druid who visited my temple once in a while. He said the berries can be held for a whole day.
This is true.
So if you were to come across one of us who was down and out, you could save us with that berry. Now you ate yours, I will never use
I
mine
have
on you.
this potion of healing.
Wait, what? You both do, and that's what we're
I'm gonna use my potion miner.
Oh,
After
I thought we
I
were
give
resting. Aren't
Are we
resting?
resting or not?
Time out. Are we gonna rest where we just got ambushed by a pack of wolves? Are we gonna keep moving forward?
We really need to talk about resource management.
I don't care. I am not hurt, so
Neither am
I
I.
can keep going.
What are we gonna do though?
I
I
won't
already
be able
started
to
walking.
survive a
Like,
fight.
I follow Holt.
You can
Let's
drink a
rest.
potion, or we can rest.
We-
I'm drinking my
Submit, guys.
potion.
Bring it
I ran out of
No.
patience. I'm drinking it. It's down the hatch.
Okay.
Okay, roll your 2d4 plus 2.
Well, if he used his.
Fine.
I ran
Let's
out.
keep moving.
So I wasted a
Gosh.
whole spell slot.
Was it 1d4 plus
2d4 plus 2.
2d4.
6?
Plus of that comes out of group gold next time.
I'm gonna
From
frame
your
your
pockets.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, there you go.
You know,
And you
Fred,
also, you each took a good berry, so you can add 1 to that.
Mhm.
For each of you.
Fred, sometimes I think goblins are easier than humans.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Ooh,
keep
I'm at
going.
12 then.
I still have 3 good
You
berries
guys did
left.
really
I'm
good
at
with
a
those wolves.
comfortable
You're strong.
point.
Maybe you could take Belt. I don't know. He's pretty strong too.
Let's go.
What is
Oh,
as we're walking back, I want to whisper to him, like, try to get some more information on Belk. So, what's Belk look like? Does he carry an axe or a great sword or?
That's armor and sharp swords and
Swords plural.
long white stringy hobgoblin-y hair.
Does he look different than any other hobgoblin?
Did you just say a hobgoblin?
I really hope you did. No. I thought she said
Is that like a
hobgoblin.
turkey?
It was a
It's like gobble.
A gobble
Yeah,
gobble.
hobgoblin.
He's just
Goblin.
bigger and stronger and meaner and nastier.
And he carries 2 swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too.
Thank you.
Did everyone get that from our invisible friend?
Yes.
Good.
Can't see.
Hey, hold on tight.
Hey, Michael. Yeah. This way.
Oh, thank you.
Alright.
And he smacks it right in the ear. Cauliflower ear.
After he picks his butt.
It's
Alright.
fine. This is how they make washing machines.
So you approach the Dripping Caves, and it's about 100 yards in front of you as the sun is setting, and you have maybe 10 minutes of daylight left.
I would like to do a perception check to see patrolling
Yep.
and listen to anything if I hear any noise.
I would also like to do that.
Okay, who is proficient in? So you two of you can make this check.
Proficient
I am
in what?
proficient.
Perception. Two can make this perception check.
Proficient.
My owl is.
So
I have a plus
Rygar.
5.
Who
What
is
is
expertized?
Yeah, I'm not an expertise. I'm just proficient.
7.
you have plus 7?
Yeah, but
Melsim,
you're
what do you have?
definitely-
Plus
with
6.
advantage.
Oh,
because you're in
Melsim's
the
actually
forest.
better than me. She's plus 6.
Sure, as long as you can see in dimming light.
So meta.
Oh,
It's still daylight, right?
10 minutes left.
I just for future when we come to like a skill check like this, I will allow
Yeah.
2 of you to make the check,
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Just
or
roll.
someone can aid someone else and have advantage on it.
I'll guess guy. Well,
Just give her
I have a
Guys.
26, so
26.
I have
Which is
26.
what I got.
Let's
Okay.
just go with the right guy.
So Rygar, you look around, and with your elf eyes, you can actually see a little bit through the large mouth of the cave, and you see some movement, but you don't really see anything with regard to patrols around the forest. You do see a hill. It's heavily wooded, And the topography by this point has changed from kind of flat forest land to hill-covered forest, so it's kind of a more hilly area. And as you climb, you've eventually come across this cave. Inside, you see no light sources, by the way. It seems to be pitch black inside. You rolled a 30?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Crit on your 30.
So that was an internal roll for myself.
D30. And so no light sources, you see that, and
we're here.
You know that you
Don't bust through the door, please. Oh my god.
You know that around the left side is where the
Refuse River.
The creek was entrance was described, and he described the chimney entrance as the top.
The way is clear ahead. I think we should sneak around to the side entrance.
The left side.
Yeah, through the crap.
They do seem to be right there in the entrance, but no one outside.
Oh no. What are you thinking?
Oh my gosh.
I literally see your gears turning.
He doesn't have any gears, as he's said many times.
Right, but I don't listen.
I don't see them, so...
Maybe you should.
Nothing's
It just is considerate, you know?
Who are you again? What's your name? I kid, let's move on.
So you guys are all moving as a party to
I would say
the
I'd like
left
to
side?
move up with stealth up to the mouth of the cave.
To the mouth of the cave.
The stream side.
Poop river.
Refuge side.
Okay, so
Not the main mouth.
Fret/Rod kind of directs you to the side of the cave. I need everyone to roll stealth. This is a group check. Eli with disadvantage.
Oh, not 20.
Jack's rolled a 2.
Why am I with disadvantage?
Because you have Fret on your shoulders.
Tiny. Yeah.
Disadvantage. 2.
Oh.
2.
16.
17.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
I trip.
You had rolled a 1. Okay, so the 1 and the 20 offset.
22.
What'd you? 22.
17.
17.
Yeah.
16.
13.
2. Right,
Oh,
and
boy.
there were 2 2s. That offsets, but you rolled what?
13.
13.
Yeah.
So that just succeeds. And as a group, I mean the DC on that was 12. So more of you pass than fail. And Eli stumbles into a tree as Melcene kind of catches him and almost so acrobatically, so fluidly catches him and kind of repositions him up like fluid water.
You're holding me there, go. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Love your hair.
And there was a 2-second pause.
Yeah. And you guys make your way over, and you find a small little cave that has water flowing through it. The cave, as you peer in, is pitch black. And the air is filled with a musty, wet smell. And you can hear kind of a constant dripping sound with just very light echoes and wind as you go. What are you laughing about?
Will this help my checks if I tell Fret, I pull down my hood and I say, get on my neck, and I put the hood up over both of us? Will that do anything? If not, I'm not going to do it.
That would certainly conceal him. He's not like a small child, though. I mean, goblins are about, I would say, they're larger than halflings and gnomes. It's maybe think like a 4.5 feet. He's on there,
Right.
and
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Yeah.
Aren't you relieved?
I am a little bit. Even though this is all make-believe, I'm a little bit relieved.
Real
So
life.
you start going into the cave, and it begins to narrow. Hold, I need you to make a acrobatics check to see if you can contort your body to get through the opening.
Please roll well.
not good enough.
2.
2. You start going and you're stuck.
Oh.
Oh, I'm stuck?
I mean, you can't go forward.
Oh, yeah, I'm going backwards and heading to the front.
Okay.
First chance I got, I was going.
So you are there.
I'm out.
And-
I just back up. I don't go to the front yet.
So he goes to the back. What's your marching order? This is single file here, going into this.
I'm gonna be closer to the front again, because of Fred.
I'll take up the rear. Watch our backs.
I'll go first.
It's dark in here and I can't see.
You have a torch. I gave you one.
I'm not turning a torch on and announcing that we're here. I'm gonna put my hand on someone who can see shoulder.
So
from
Rygar's
the
in the front, unless.
I'm gonna go after Rygar.
I'll be in the middle somewhere.
Okay, so then Rygar, Morthos,
Eli can hold on to my
Eli,
shoulder.
Sola in the back. Jax
Yeah.
is gonna go right in front of Sola,
Because I have dark vision.
and I need Hold. Where are you? Are you?
I'll watch out for you guys.
So Hold is
Block the opening to this
I'm gonna
cave.
try to.
Hold is just watching the opening of the cave.
No, I'm going to try to go in again as soon as they're all through.
Okay, okay. So
Up the rear.
But
Hold
if
lets
this
everyone
time
else
doesn't work-
go. Melcine and Vincent, which
I'm hanging back by Hold for now.
you're hanging back by. So then, Sola, you are not in the back then.
Oh,
So then Vincent and then
do you want
so
me
it's
back?
Rygar.
I had dark vision. I have dark vision, so I figured just
Cover
keep you
over here.
guys cover. Yeah.
I'll be in front of Solo.
Just to
Yeah.
for surprise attacks and ambushes.
I'll be in front of Vincent.
Fred, can you see in this?
Yeah.
I can't. You gotta tell me if something's about to kill us.
Okay.
If he sees one of his buddies, maybe talk to it.
If you think that's the right move, Fred.
I'm just gonna be quiet and be visible.
Okay. You do that and tap me on a side if you see something coming that I don't.
Is the cave wide enough for Tony to fly?
Yes.
I'll send him in to. I'll send him in like 50, 60 feet.
Okay.
Until he sees.
As you
an
go
enemy.
about 100 feet ahead, just out of getting outside of the range of you'd have to move closer to kind of maintain control.
Right.
But just on the edge of that, you see the cave opens up. There's a little puddle,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a little bit of a. It's dark, just a little kind of two openings kind of that go around the way.
All right. So I'm gonna tell him like to perch wherever he can
Okay.
in there. Is there like a place he can
Yeah,
land?
he can
and
go and perch, but then you lose connection once he goes into that room.
He's not gonna go in the room. Just right outside the range.
It's there's no real perch in the cave. It's
Okay.
just the flowing water.
Okay. Does he hear anything? Any voices? Any?
Roll perception.
Oh my god, those are terrible. 8 is the highest.
Not.
Those weren't good.
You don't see anything. There are no goblins immediately in the cave, but
Okay.
the dripping sound, and the just the general cave air is swirling everything together. It's difficult to make out.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sneaking ahead.
So you guys all moving ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll try.
I need you to roll an acrobatics check again.
Oh my god, you're gonna get stuck in this cave.
Oh my lord.
Again. Yeah, you just can't. You just can't get past this opening. Your body is too big. As the party, you guys all hear him kind of clang again, and he can't get in.
Are we all able to like try to pull?
He's just not fitting.
Guys, Hold isn't making it through. Should we tell him to guard the door?
Yeah, hold the door.
I will go in this cave.
I was just saying, you really think it's going to prevent him from just falling?
No, I don't know why we tell him anything.
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you, buddy? Hold.
You don't want that to happen. You won't have a goblin on your back anymore. Evil creatures. Okay.
He makes some evil goblin gestures to you that you can't see.
Can we move forward? Are we staying still?
I mean, we can't stay here.
We have to move.
Do you think there's a better route?
Maybe the other side of the cave, that might be a larger opening.
Right.
Not the main opening, but there's two others.
Right.
Maybe try that one.
Just me?
Yep, just you.
Split the party.
No, maybe we should try the other side of the cave.
I'd rather do that than leave Hold by himself.
That makes sense.
Alright.
So you all back out.
There was a moment there where I could have definitely died tonight.
I need you all to roll stealth again as you now make your way to
Out of the cave.
to the other side of the caves complex, on the other side of the hill.
It's an 8.
Jack's rolled a natural 1.
7.
Wow.
24.
My 26 offset that?
20.
24.
Okay.
7.
8.
2 fails, 2 successes.
18.
18. Success.
10.
Fail.
21.
Yes. Success.
We're getting
It's
through.
high.
And Jax.
2 fails for Jax.
Oh, we lose.
Because it's a natural 1.
We're going round the
So
cave.
Fail.
She'll be coming round.
No, you succeeded.
Looking for an
No,
entrance.
it's
That's actually Jack's figuring it out right now.
So Ty goes to the saves. We save.
The bird didn't roll yet.
Fail, fail.
It's all up to the bird.
What were you?
18.
18, and you were?
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, should I roll for the bird?
Oh no, so so that's 5-4. Okay. So you guys start going back around over the top of the hill to get to the other side, not going in front of the entrance. And you see the small chimney with a little bit of smoke coming out of it.
Jack yells at it.
And Jax kind of looks over at it and she goes, "Oh, look, there's that chimney that they were talking about." And as she kind of looks back and steps, she accidentally kicks a rock, Lord of the Rings style.
Classic.
And it hits.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Why, you fools?
Throw yourself in next time, fool of a took.
Nice.
And that happened. And so you continue on to the entrance.
Let's just use the front friggin' door now.
We may as well. We announced ourselves.
Did you bring the meat?
No, we left it back there, much to my chagrin.
Can I perceive if anybody has heard us?
Sure, go ahead.
23.
You kind of lean next to the chimney and you hear voices in a language that you don't understand come in and start talking.
Does Jax and or Fret hear that?
No, they're
Okay.
standing back.
Can you mimic what you heard? I'm joking. That's meta. Well, we keep moving, right?
Yeah, we're on the other side.
We're on the other side.
So you get to the other side, and I need you to roll an acrobatics check again.
Oh no.
This one,
Gonna be the
this
same
one has
This is
a
another
this
Can
one
I
has a
go-
lower
Okay,
DC.
I reach out my hand to guidance him.
4.
You get a,
6 or
you get
4?
a D4.
5.
Yes! Much better. That's like twice as
You
much.
get a little further in, and then
Oh my goodness.
Suck
We
it
are
in.
going to have to go through the front.
Oh,
hi.
I think you need to lose some weight.
He's so happy right now.
Fret, is there another way in? Is there a back entrance?
Is there a secret
No,
entrance?
it's these 3 ways here.
Does it look like this whole tunnel is as small as the spot I'm stuck in?
is no, it narrows and then kind of opens up again.
What happens if we just
This
push
this
it through?
this narrows is larger than the creaky
smash.
one, but it still is to a point where you need to.
Do we have any sort of lubrication?
Oil?
oil from the torch.
Oh, that's real good. Coat me up with flammable.
Well, I'm sorry I don't have guacamole for you.
Who lubes with guacamole?
I love guacamole.
You did.
Is it because it's
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan of that.
So what choice do we have?
Try again?
One more
Can
time.
you try again?
Running start
Can
this
you
time.
get a running start this time?
Running start this time.
Okay, you will be.
Permanently stuck.
Not stealth.
We're already not stealth,
Yeah.
but go for it.
I am going to
Guidance it.
guidance him.
Come on.
Okay,
Wow.
You get a
okay, with the
D4.
guidance, maybe. Keep it.
I don't believe in that. 9.
9. You smash in,
Oh,
and you're
I'm in!
I made it.
you can't go any further,
Ah.
and then you just break through as the rock cracks
I never make it.
around you.
All right.
Well, we
Is
got
it
about the front door.
Yeah. They know we're here.
And
Well, that was easy. Let's go.
Hold is in the front now because no one else can pass him.
I got the torch though.
And you have the torch?
I don't know why we were stealthing. I had a torch the whole time.
You have the torch?
That's why I failed every single time.
Okay. So you are just
Yeah,
marching in with the torch. All right.
Okay.
I don't know how to say we'll be right back on the stream because Dakota's here. But I want to take a quick break, just like a 2 or 3 minute break.
Just turn up the music and everyone get out of the room when we talk about this.
Yeah. And so we're gonna take a quick break.
Next steps.
Just 3 minutes or so. I'm gonna set up the map for the cave, and they're all gonna skedaddle out.
Yeah, you don't remember rubbing guacamole on yourself?
I totally remember.
I don't remember. Was it a practice session that we did that, or was that? Oh, it was a practice session.
I got the volume's all the way down now.
Okay.
It just goes all the way up again.
So what we decide to go in?
What did you decide to go in?
Yeah, did they make a decision?
I mean, yeah, we're going in.
we're neighbors
Yep.
every week. Oh yeah, you turned it up? Yeah. No, you didn't.
Oh,
What did you turn up?
What'd you turn up?
Nothing.
Oh.
I didn't change anything.
Oh, I thought you said you turned it up.
No, should we?
Yes.
Can everyone hear us now?
All right. I think that we are good.
Back in action.
Okay.
Let's see.
Will,
Yep.
you have made your way in, and as you can see, Holt is at the lead. You guys are all behind him. As you enter the dripping caves, and Holt, with your torch in hand,
You're right.
you see a
Damn right.
a stalagmite that shoots up, a large stalagmite in front of you, pockmarked with lots of different holes in it, directly in front of you.
Oh, good.
And you see around it there are, there's just a small opening. There is a cave that goes around to the right, and another cave that kind of goes off up in here, that you hear the sound of more water coming up this way.
And which one's bigger?
They're both about the same size. Both you don't believe would require you to squeeze through.
There are holes in that stalactite? Or
The
is it a mite?
stalagmite,
Mite.
I think tite is ceiling and mite is floor.
Okay.
Angstrom.
I think that's what it is.
Stalagmite.
Stalactite, like it
Uh,
hangs tight.
Well, I'm gonna walk through and head to the top hole.
Up here?
And as I walk by the stalagmite, I'm going to put the torch up close and see if I can see any nasty cave creatures.
Roll perception.
Come on, baby. There's nothing even in this cave.
You look at it and it's like, whatever.
2. I got 2.
That dice keeps
Oh, 3.
rolling.
I got 3. Like, I'm rolling metal dice from now.
I'm gonna follow behind Hold,
We're going into the dungeon.
Which way?
and I'm gonna ask Fred. Fred, which way do we go?
Okay. I'll say in order to do this, Jax needs to be close enough to you to interpret.
Right.
Because technically she's interpreting this.
Sure.
And so
To the left is our mushroom cave with our good water, and to the this way is the big cave where this kind of central where we all try to hide from the big goblins.
Where is Rita?
She on the other side of the big cave,
Exploding poison.
where the big goblins sleep.
So we have to go through the big cave with all the other goblins. to
Yeah,
get-
no, the only way to go to the other side is through the creaky opening or the chimney opening.
But maybe we can get the goblins on our side.
Squeeze out of here.
Okay.
Maybe
Who
this
really
way.
cares about Ruby? Really?
Rita.
Her name's Rita.
Rita.
Exactly. My point has been made.
Why don't we go through this way? We can try to get as many of the good goblins on our side.
How are we gonna do that?
Fists.
We have a goblin here.
He's invisible.
We'll make him uninvisible.
as you're having this conversation, a small goblin comes walking up from the entrance here, with a bunch of mushrooms in its hand, and it sees you and goes wide-eyed and looks up and
Jax, tell him we come to save them.
Fret on his back goes and then whispers,
You can't see me!
Unless the
Jax.
spell is running out.
Jax, tell him we're coming to save the goblins.
And then Fret says in Goblin, in a low Goblin voice,
I am not here, Phoenix. You cannot see me.
What does the other goblin do?
the other Goblin says something back in Goblin, and Fret. Fret stops for a second and looks down.
He's still thinking.
Yeah. And then they kind of go back and forth, and then Fret turns around and looks at Vincent and says to Jax,
Just tell
I'm not visible! You see me butt naked!
Just tell
Do I
me
hear
the
him?
spell right out.
you hear this goblin-y exchange.
No.
You're naked? What?
Jax relays this to you. Yeah, he knows he's not invisible anymore.
Just
And
tell
this
him.
little goblin over here named Phoenix, and you can see it's like a female.
Of course it is.
And yeah, she's kind of angry at us right now.
It's too late to turn back now.
I know how to solve this.
Don't.
Don't. I'm killing
I'm gonna.
Fred, can you tell Phoenix we're okay? We're trying to help them out.
Right now.
I get that.
Tell him that we're here to rescue Rita.
Okay. Phoenix kind of puts the mushrooms down and says something back, and they kind of have a conversation, which Jax relays to you. She said that she'll wait here and see if you can win.
Can we keep Fred with her?
Jax relays it.
Yeah, I'll stay with Phoenix. Do you have any clothes?
I take my cloak, I take my sword, I rip off what looks like a loincloth-esque,
About this big.
and I say, tie it around your waist.
Thank you.
He gets down and just starts strutting over to Phoenix. And Phoenix just goes, and they pull their swords, and they both kind of just wait.
One last thing before we go. I want to whisper to both of them, if you see any more goblins, tell them if they see us not to be alarmed or alarm anyone else. We're here to save Rita and kill the hobgoblins.
Phoenix says there are no other back here, just her.
Okay,
All the others are further in.
How about we send them in to relay the message?
that's not a bad idea.
Phoenix, would you be willing to go in and relay that to stay out of our way? We're here to kill the hobgoblins and set you guys free.
Roll persuasion.
It's 43.
8.
You're not very persuasive.
I'm not. That's because I keep going on about names.
I cast invisibility on both of them.
Oh no, then I'm gonna have to carry 2 naked goblins.
All right. So they're off to the side,
There you
and
go,
I'm
guys.
going to say, for the sake of this, that
And I was hoping that would work.
Vincent, you kind of have come in, and Sola, since you were talking to her, you're right there. As Jax has kind of, Morthos has stepped up to the corner there, and Melcine is kind of in the back. Morthos, as you look forward, you kind of see a pathway forward here. And I'm gonna say, for the sake of the map, that you just quickly duck into the other room, and
That's right. All the boxes do what we do.
and you see that Phoenix was in fact telling the truth. Mushrooms there with a bunch of water flowing into a nice little pool. So
Okay.
try to sneak up and take a look at the opening?
Roll stealth.
That would be 26.
Okay, so you make your way up in the shadows, back against the wall, and kind of peer your head in.
I think it's just food. I'm a goblin.
So your dark vision is 60 feet, which gets just to the other side there. And so before you, you see a large central area, a grouping of stalagmites in the middle juts upwards towards the ceiling of the cave, which is about 20 feet above, with several stalactites coming down, though they don't quite meet in the middle. You see several raised platforms around, and stationed on top of them are goblinoid creatures. You see a larger goblinoid creature walking around, yelling at some of the smaller ones. And you see a large mud puddle that kind of sits near the front entrance. And further back, you see slimy green water that is kind of in a pool here. And I'm going to put out all the goblins that you see here in a second.
Let's kill the big one.
Do you come back and tell us that?
I will.
These are only good goblins. I thought you liked goblins.
The hobgoblins aren't. We already know that.
You didn't say hobgoblin.
The larger goblinoid.
Large, yeah, he's a goblinoid. Larger goblin.
Well, he's dead.
Good. I'm down.
You really don't like goblins, do you?
Good are goblins. All they do is bring evil and destruction.
How do you know this?
Have you heard the stories?
No, I haven't. What
but
stories?
This one has helped us the whole time, and the other one didn't lie to us, so your perception of this is already false.
And they
don't
had a
always do anything.
and they have a peace treaty with the humans of Nightstone.
I can't believe you people have never met goblins before.
Met goblins. Some of them are good.
Met and trusted are two different things.
Some of them are
Okay,
bad.
so you see goblins perched up on the platforms,
Sort of snowflake.
and then you see several of the smaller ones kind of be bullied around. You notice this one, and you've seen him before. He was the leader of the ambush. And you also notice this one. This was one of the goblins in the ambush. And you also notice a couple of the other small ones, which are the same small goblins in the ambush.
So there are 2 hobgoblins?
There are presently 1, 2, 3,
Oh, all the
4,
big ones. Okay. I see.
5 hobgoblins and several smaller goblins.
Okay.
So I will sneak my way back to the group.
Yep.
I thought justice was
I will relay everything you just heard. I will relay back to you again.
Okay.
I'm ready. How about
So-
you?
Is there a way we can get them to fight on our terms rather than meet them in there? We have a natural choke point with this walkway. Can we draw them out?
But to be tough, it'll be one-on-one with just a single
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
No way to get it around.
I could stand in the front.
I
I
say
could
we just
Do a little growling.
I could
for a
try to
minute.
distract them.
distract and sneak attack, maybe.
Wait.
Only kill hobgoblins.
You have any halflings with us?
We do not.
Is it dark in there?
We need
It's
little
pitch
people.
black.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I got
We
an
need
idea.
little people on our team.
You have an idea?
Yeah, I could. Morthos, how big are these stalagmites?
How big did I think they were?
Is
The
there-
largest one was maybe 10 feet tall.
Perfect. I could cast light on it, and then it would distract them. Maybe draw their attention to that, and then we could rush in.
What happens if they call for help and more come?
So remember,
Push them under my
Fred
feet.
said there was this many 3 times.
Right. I don't think he knows what that means.
You forgot about this part.
Right, the bent one where they broke. He was picking his nose and they broke his finger. Yeah. I don't have a good answer here, guys.
Plus, it's dark in there, so at least if I light it up, we
Some
can
of
see
us
what
can
we're doing.
Light up
I
the
could try
sky.
to talk to just the goblins
How
in
are
their
you-
mind.
You can do that?
I can. If I see someone, I can communicate anything. I can't really understand. Can I understand what they're saying?
Yeah, they can respond to you, I believe.
Yes, they can respond to me, and I'll understand. And I can try to do one by one.
How stealthy are you?
Pretty stealthy.
Do we want to try that first?
Let the goblins know that
Let
we're
them
coming
know that
to.
we're coming and maybe
Why
they can
don't-
help us.
Why don't you ask Rod what god they serve and pretend you're the god?
That's not a bad idea.
That's lying and deceiving.
Shut up.
Would you rather them all die?
Would you rather us die?
I'll go.
What's in a name?
It's
I
either we
don't-
convince them to help us or
Don't
we go
feel
in and
good
kill
about
them.
this.
Good.
I'll go and ask. Bring Jax with me. Ask Flenix.
Sure.
Phoenix?
Rob,
Fenix and
Right.
Brett. What god do you serve?
God, no bug like Morgublia.
Maguglia?
No god Magublian.
That's enough.
This was the wrong.
This is the wrong plan.
I say we go with it because I want to see where this goes now.
Yep.
We're in it now.
No.
So, ready? Take a look. You see anybody?
Do you need to repeat
I'll
the
go.
name?
No god Magublian.
I think it. Can I do a history check or a religion based off of what you just said?
Yeah.
History or religion? Which one?
I got a religion.
It would be religion.
14.
So you know that Maglubliet
17.
Gubliet.
is one of the goblinoid deities. And you know that...
Is it male or female?
Male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you know.
So, first off, the name is Magubliet.
Magubliet.
Second of all, it's a male deity.
I'll just talk in a really low voice.
And it's Magubliet. Let me hear you say it.
Magubliet.
Alright, go get him, Tiger.
It's mother. I just want to laugh.
How many people? I was trying to look it up. Can I affect with my dual mind at the same time?
No, it's one at a time. It's,
One at a
you
time.
can do as like as many as you can see, but it is
One at a time.
I'm pretty sure you can only talk to one at a time. I'm looking up your sheet right now.
Okay.
This is either gonna work great or work terribly. There is no in between.
Magubliet. Magubliet. Magubliet.
It's Maglubiet.
That's not gonna help.
Maglubiet. Maglubiet.
Magubliet.
Let's just pretend she says it
Maglubiet.
right.
Yeah, can we
I am your god.
Maglublable.
Call me Mag for sure.
You've been pronouncing my name wrong.
It's Magpie.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
And I'm a woman.
Yes.
Do it.
Plan B.
Plan B is
I think we should definitely, once we get in there, you still need to light it up because I can't see 3 feet in
I
front of
can't
me.
either.
I think I'm actually talking to the wall right now.
Yep, so within
Okay.
60 feet of you, you can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you. So it's one creature, and you can also give
It's
that
only
creature
60.
you can give that creature the ability to speak back to you telepathically.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Hold on, 5, 10, 15, me. So if I stand at
Oh,
the
we
mouth
love it.
of that little hallway,
Yep.
I should be able to speak to all of them, correct? That all looks like 60.
Yep. So you're gonna.
And I have dark vision.
You
so
have dark vision, so you can see. So I need you to roll a stealth check to get up there.
She
Not gonna
fails, guys,
guidance her?
forget it.
Oh, that was a 20.
Oh, you're right.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Unnatural.
So you get up there. No one seems to notice you.
Yes.
And you can see this one clearly, and that one clearly. You can see this one as it's kind of walking away, and
Except for getting in a cave.
these ones are barely see, like you hear them more than see them on the ledges above you. So you know they're up there, but you can't see them. And you have to get out farther to see these ones over here.
Okay.
You can probably go a little bit further, and then you can see those ones over there as they're kind of
Perfect.
messing in the mud.
So I'm gonna do the small goblin closest to me in the mud.
There, yep.
Correct. That's a small one, right?
Yes.
This is Mud Goobliet.
So psychically, in his mind,
Hold on, I have to get out my giggles first.
Can I roll initiative before she speaks?
Okay.
Bad goblin.
Do not fear. This is your god, McGloobliet.
well said.
I am here. I have heard your pleas, and I'm here to free you. I am sending in people. Attack with them. Do not fear. McGloobliet will guide you.
Roll persuasion
Oh no.
with advantage.
Yes.
This is the moment.
Oh, no, doesn't count. It rolled from a 20. That's a 9.
Sorry about that. That was really loud.
9.
Oh, that was such a good speech.
Persuasion. It was a 9.
Yeah, I have a -1.
Okay, you see him kind of like.
I didn't know you wanted us to be free. Why should we be free? I have seen your anguish. I have seen how the hobgoblins have been treating you.
I said hobgoblins that time.
You're fine.
You're doing great.
Why'd you never speak to me until now?
And he kind of.
Your anguish has never been this great before.
He looks over. He looks over to the hob.
Be quiet! Do not speak!
Roll persuasion without
Yours
advantage.
is not to know.
8.
And you hear him say something in hobgoblin or in goblin to the one next
Hobgoblin?
in the one next to him, and it kind of.
I immediately speak to the next one.
Which one?
Which one is he speaking to?
He's talking to this one, and this hobgoblin also hears them.
Okay, I'm gonna speak to the little goblin.
That one there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Do not fear! This is your god!
Screaming at him.
I am here. I have heard your distress, and I'm here to set you free from the hobgoblins. Your anguish has never been this great. I am sending forward people to help you.
He's like motioning to the one next to him.
Do not say anything to the hobgoblins. Do not! I see you looking around.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yes.
14.
You are a good and faithful servant. Now get ready. Be prepared to attack. Who? The hobgoblins. We are overthrowing their rule today. No bog back.
I am sending other people. That is not for you to know.
Roll persuasion.
With advantage?
No?
15.
You see his head slowly nod.
When do we attack?
There will be a big commotion. And you will see people coming to attack the hobgoblins. That is when you must join them. Trust them. This is your god speaking.
I need you to roll stealth again because you're having this conversation there.
Very animated.
It's silent, but they're walking around, looking. Right? Go ahead and roll stealth again.
You're gonna lose your voice.
21.
Okay, so you've seemed to have convinced one. You're not quite sure about this one. You think you can keep talking. You think you're still unseen.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the other one.
Back to the other one. All right.
This is your god again.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. The other goblins are with me. Be a good servant and join when you hear a commotion and the other hobgoblins start fighting. Trust them.
Roll persuasion.
18.
Slow nod.
Don't roll your head. I know your thoughts. Speak to me silently. Thank you for being on our side. Thank you.
I'm gonna go to.
Oh my.
Over there.
The Glublian.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Okay.
All
right.
Totally is working.
Go ahead.
This is your god. Do not fear. Don't move right now. This is your god, McGlooplian. I have seen your anguish, and I am here to set you free. Don't nod your head. I have seen your anguish, and I'm here to set you free.
That one does pee its pants.
When you hear other hobgoblins falling, join in the attack of the rebellion. Trust the people I am sending. Do not fight the people who are killing your adversaries. Your adversaries being the hobgoblins.
Just to clarify.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
I've never laughed as much. Oh my goodness. 13. Thank you for joining our cause. Your cause. Now act natural.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, so this one is there.
How many do I have left?
You see one more that you can talk to, and this one.
Well deserved.
You need to roll stealth one more time because it's two more you're gonna try to speak to.
Your voice is too loud.
I'm gonna donate my
And
experience.
you're revealing yourself.
Oh,
like once again.
8.
8. This one here, who kind of listens to the brief conversation between the two, you see him start as you're looking at this one here. He starts to look towards your direction and just kind of start walking this way.
I'm gonna slowly back up.
Okay. Roll stealth again.
Natural.
11.
Okay, you hear goblins talk behind you as you kind of back up.
Okay.
I convinced 3 of them, guys. 3 of them are at least on our side. Maybe with kind of talking that way.
Oh, sorry. I convinced 3 of them guys. I could try to get in the adversary's head. Does hobgoblins serve McGlublian?
Can I roll for that too?
Tell them.
Yep.
Hopefully with 3 of them on our side, the other ones will join
18.
18. You know that the hobgoblin deity is Nomag Gaia.
It's Nomag Gaia.
I'm gonna tell them that I'm displeased with them. And that I am sending justice.
Okay.
Is that a good idea? I think that's a good idea. I really like it, my deity voice, guys.
Is it a man or a woman?
You start to hear footsteps coming closer.
Do I hear them?
Sola Morthos.
What was his name?
So I hear.
Lobgob?
Huh?
I hear them.
No,
Yeah,
not the
you hear
Gaia.
them.
I'm not the first person in line.
Shh. No.
No, you're. This is how you guys are here.
Do I see
There is
them?
someone coming. It is either now or never.
Do I see them?
Not quite yet.
I say we just charge in there.
Let's just go.
Let's just go. I'm gonna dual mind. Never mind. I'm just
Alright.
gonna go.
So who's going first?
I'll go in first.
Of course you will.
Do you want to try to get to the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I heard them. I mean, I
Roll perception.
Hold. Only kill
So-
the hobgoblins.
What is that?
14.
Over the conversation and the din of the cave, you think you hear something approaching.
I'm gonna try to stealth up so I can get an eye shot.
Okay, so Morthos, are you following behind her, or?
Sure.
I'm already kind of in like.
Okay, so I need each of you to roll stealth.
Ouch.
That's alright. Still 17.
14
What? Plus 9?
plus 6.
No, plus 8. I rolled a 9.
As you get up to here, Sola, this one steps in and is about 10 feet away from you. You don't think he's seen you yet, but he's about to see you.
What's his name? Naya.
Nomad Gaia.
I'm gonna dual minds with him.
Okay.
This is your god! No more Gaia! I am displeased with your actions. You will come to justice unless you repent of your ways and kill other hobgoblins.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Knew that was.
Oh, no! You said all of this out loud.
He
This is not
says,
good.
"Bufangu," and moves forward to. And as he takes a step forward, he sees you, and you see him, and
Can I surprise attack him?
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Whammo.
Oh, now's my crit! Come on.
As we're moving in,
Perfect.
can I change into a wolf?
Too late.
If I only got that crit, I could have changed the hobgoblin to my side.
Yep. And yet here we are.
And yet here
Morthos
we
has
are.
a 16.
16 for Morthos. Solo, what were you?
24.
Anyone else between 16 and 24?
22.
22 for Rygar and 18 for Hold. Okay.
Wow.
15 to 10.
12.
15.
So Melcine.
11.
Melcine is 15. Eli is 12, and
11.
Vincent is 11. And what's Tony?
2.
Tony is 2.
You can't get him burned.
Okay. So as the hobgoblin approaches you, shouts something out, and then sees you, he gives a shout. As Sola, you are first to act, and you take out your sword and go to step forward and slash at the hobgoblin, and that's where we're gonna pick it up.
Oh!
Next week.
No! Can I quick line?
This is my career of justice! You did not repent.
And so
Yeah.
crushed.
That's really
Oh,
I was wondering, I'm like, why didn't he like move her?
Well, it's 9:30. This battle's
Would
gonna
take a
take
while.
more than a half an hour.
Okay.
And so
Are you sure?
we will.
We might die quick.
Yeah, this depending on how this goes.
I tried to insert some goblins to us.
And
We
so
all need new characters.
And so we will pick it up there next week with everyone, and it'll essentially be a battle the entire session, I would expect, depending on how you play it, and depending on who else is alerted in these caves.
Oh boy.
I'm going to be streaming very shortly. Shouting.
And so we appreciate you hanging with us and laughing with us. I hope it was a lot of fun this session. Dakota isn't here to give us a debrief on anything, but thank you to anyone who are new subscribers or new followers. We really appreciate that. And if there were new subscribers, then we are reminded that we're going to match your subscription and make a donation to Toys for Tots. So we'll basically make a $5 donation to Toys for Tots for every subscriber. And we're very excited for that through the month of December. So thank you so much for hanging with us. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday as we continue to loot, die, and repeat. Dun, 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 dun.
This is your gone.
Have a good night, everyone. Take care.
I don't know which one it is.
That was a good time, boys. Come on, right?
Dude, we are dead.
So
That's only because Hulk couldn't fit him through the sneaky way.
Look at that.